Have you ever stood in front of a pile of things and felt completely stuck? You know you should let some of it go, but every item seems to whisper a memory, a moment, or a just in case. That was me, standing in front of a wall of boxes so tall it nearly touched the ceiling. Honestly, I was in my attic, so the ceiling wasn't that high, but still, each box was crammed with pieces of my past. Now, I know a lot of people will tell you how to downsize. They'll talk about labeling boxes, sorting piles, color-coding donation bins, but that's not what I want to talk about today. I have in the past, but not today. I do, of course, have that video. It's called Where to Start with 30 Years of Belongings, and if you stay to the end, you can go watch it next. Anyway, because I believe the hardest part of downsizing isn't how to do it, it's how to feel okay while doing it. I'm not here in this video to hand out quick tips or checklist style advice. I'm here to talk about something deeper, something that made all the difference in my own downsizing journey. And it starts with one simple question that completely changed the way I looked at everything I owned. Let's rewind to the day I opened that attic door. I hadn't actually seen what was up there for years. As the overhead door creaked open, I was met with a wall, literally a wall, of furniture, boxes, papers, holiday decorations, and who knows what piled from floor to ceiling. You know that moment when your breath catches because you instantly realize what you've gotten yourself into? Well, that was me. Started climbing over old tables, crawling between chair legs, balancing boxes just to get to the back. I remember thinking, this might actually take me forever. So I did what most of us do when we're overwhelmed. I started asking myself all the wrong questions. Will I need this someday? Could I sell this for something? Would my kids want this? Gosh, would mom be upset if I gave that away? And the big one, these things hold memories, so how could I ever let them go? If you've been there, you know exactly how heavy that can feel. Those kinds of questions don't bring clarity. They bring guilt. I wasn't just sorting through my stuff, my belongings. I was sorting through decades of emotion. And the more I asked those questions, the more tangled up I became. This is when stuff starts owning you. Then, one afternoon, exhausted, dusty, and sitting cross-legged on a pile of half-empty boxes, it hit me. What if I stopped asking the practical questions and started asking the right one? The question was, does this spark joy? Sounds simple, right? Maybe even a little too simple. But when I tried it, everything shifted because suddenly I wasn't thinking about obligation or guilt or someday. I was thinking about how it felt. It wasn't about whether something was useful or expensive or sentimental. It was about whether it lit something up inside of me, right here, right now. And that's when I realized this question isn't really about stuff. It's about identity. It's about who we are and who we're becoming. The items in our lives should support that version of us, not hold us back from it. So I started small, one item at a time. Does this spark joy? If it did, it stayed. If it didn't, it went. At first, I applied that question to each little thing. Then as the process went on, I started applying it to an entire box of stuff. Does this whole box spark joy? Nope, gone. You can imagine what happened next. The more I asked, the faster my decisions became. And somewhere between those last few boxes, I noticed something powerful. Joy was showing up, not just in my belongings, but in me. Now, I'll be the first to admit, this question wasn't originally mine. It came from Marie Kondo and her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up and Spark Joy. And when I applied that idea to downsizing, not just decluttering, it became something entirely different. Because for seniors, downsizing isn't about tidying drawers or reorganizing closets. It's about redefining your life. It's about creating space to be who you are now, not who you were decades ago. As I worked my way through that dusty, hot attic, the heaviness began to lift. It wasn't just throwing things away. I was reclaiming myself. For the first time in a long time, my life felt lighter. Not because I had fewer things, but because I had more room for me. One thing Marie Kondo suggests is thanking the items we let go of for their service, for the role they played. I'll be honest, I forgot that part until the very end. So I stood there, looked at a mostly empty attic, and simply said, "Thank you for your service." And that was enough, because it wasn't just about the things, it was about honoring the season of life they represented. Downsizing for me became an act of self-respect. It wasn't about loss, it was about alignment, about making my surroundings match who I was becoming, not who I used to be. Now, if you've been watching and wondering who's sharing this story, I'm Susan Roberts with Homes by Roberts Realty, brokered by eXp. And I am the only AI certified agent in the Indianapolis area. I work with so many people, especially baby boomers like me, who are walking through the same season of life. They're not just selling a house, they're closing a chapter in their life. And my job, my calling really, is to help them do it with clarity, confidence, and yes, even joy. Because your next home, your next chapter, should fit the you've become. So if you've been struggling with letting go, try asking yourself this one question. Does it spark joy? It's not a magic fix, but it's a powerful compass. And if you've already been through this process, or you're in the middle of it right now, I'd love to hear what helped you the most. Share your story in the comments. You never know who it might inspire or even help. And before you go, remember to like, subscribe, and check out that video I mentioned earlier. I'll give you even more perspective on how to downsize without losing yourself in the process. I'm also dropping the link to my Downsizing Starter Guide. It's free, and it will get you started. Oh, go figure. Thanks for being here, and as always, I'll see you on the other side of sold.